In this session, we're going to talk about methods of opening up estimates and easier methods of finding old jobs and navigating through your folders or branches and so forth, trying to find estimates. When I go to File, Open, this is what it seems like is the most intuitive and the most common place that it looks like clients are going to open up estimates. And as you go through this list, one of the things that it seems like happens in a lot of people's cases is a lot of time all these folders will end up being open as I'm going through there looking for all these different folders and so forth. So people usually come in here and start, trying to collapse these to try to find the one they're looking for and so forth. So one way to navigate even this list a little bit easier is keep in mind that you do have this search up here where you can actually type in something and the system will filter all the estimates, no matter what branch they're in, by part of the estimate name. So that way I can find them, a little bit easier that way. So that is one method just with the open estimate. Another method to keep in mind is under Manage Estimates. Now, if I do not have Manage Estimates on the toolbar there, there's usually a security setting that can be changed to allow us to, whether or not a user is allowed to see this. In my mind, it makes sense for everyone to have access to this because one of the things that comes in benefit here is you can still do your search, but the other benefit is you can go to the topmost folder, right-click and tell it to collapse, and it will collapse all the branches. So then I can come back and actually just drill through the branches I want. So especially for those clients that have, a lot of estimates out there, it's a lot easier to go through there and collapse them and drill down to the one that you want without having to scroll through all the detail. Another thing that can be helpful for finding old estimates is plan dates and bid dates and addresses and city states, some of those type of things. So as we look through there, pretty much most of the content that you could put in on the cover page can be put in here. So for an example, let's say that I wanted to look for maybe I've got a custom field for a number of addendas. So if I wanted for some reason, hey, I'm looking for that job that had that odd 20 addendas out there or something of that nature, or maybe I want to look at it by bid date. So if there's a field there that I want to sort by, I can actually drop it out onto the mat there, and there's my bid date. And now I can click on it and sort them ascending and descending by that particular field. So if I come on down farther, there's just all sorts of different fields that you have in your cover page you can put out there. So in my example here, I'm going to say, well, I kind of like to sort all my estimates by estimator because I know I was the one that built the estimate. So if I grab estimator and drop it up here, it'll give me a summary of all the different estimators that I've actually got out here. So that way I could tell, maybe there's the 36 ones that I've done. Or maybe I want to put a little bit more of a spin on it because maybe I also remember the state that the job was in. So in this case here, now it's going to sort my estimates by state. So you can sit there and do multiple level breakdowns in that grouping. So there again, if I wanted to go back and say, well, I want to get a little bit more detailed, I want to throw city at it also, that would actually let you keep drilling down through, whatever different cities or areas and things like that for each one of my different estimates that was in a particular area. So there again, could be a little bit easier to find an estimate that way. Up here at the top is also something for a filter. So if I wanted to go ahead and say, I'm looking for something where the city contains, where I've got to start it off on Kansas and so forth. So there again, that could kind of go through and show some of the different, estimates that have some particular thing. So instead of looking at all my estimates, it's filtered it down to just the estimates that, maybe match that criteria and so forth. If I get this list with the content that I want, and in my case, I'm going to drop out these groupings so I can just see a raw list of the content. So there's the 11 estimates that I had. If I said export, I can also drop that to an Excel spreadsheet. So if I want to get that data out just to, hey, here's all the different, quick trip jobs we've done this year. Here's all the different field that I can sort by or trigger by, can make it easier than having to go through and look through a list. So it's just another way of organizing data that we've never had before the SQL version came along. And that concludes this session on methods of opening up estimates. Thank you.